I thought there were a lot of rules and regulations in the engineering world, but it doesn't come close to the insurance investment industry. This webinar, this video is to provide useful information to help guide you through these turbulent times. Specific funds and investments can be only offered after completing a Know Your Client and Investment Profile, which is completed on a one-to-one confidential manner.
Financial independence. What is it really? Somehow, we've come to believe that financial independence is a gift reserved for the chosen few, for the lucky ones. You can forget that. The truth is, financial independence is for all of us. We are all capable of it. All of us. And this isn't about lowering expectations. It's about raising them for every last one of us. Financial independence is a scary thing until it isn't. Sometimes it's about overcoming insurmountable adversity. Sometimes it's just plain fun. Is financial independence for you? What do you think? If financial independence doesn't come knocking on your door, maybe, just maybe, you should knock on its door.
Hello there, I'm Steve MacLellan, proud owner of Design Your Future Financial Services, where we help you grow, control, and keep your hard-earned money instead of giving away to taxes, fees, losses, and the unknown. And that's what we're going to do here today. There is so much noise and fluff out there distracting you from reaching your financial independence and doing what you actually want to do with who you actually want to spend time with when you actually want to do it. And that's what this presentation will do. We're going to reveal 5 domains that each leader must master and prepare for 2024. The goals of this presentation, I actually have 3. 1 is to create confidence where there was uncertainty. Number 2 is to shatter confusion and replace it with clarity. And 3 is to help you march into 2024 with confidence and peace of mind, where you know exactly what you need to do to seize the opportunities that lay ahead. That sound good? My promise to you is to give my best with the belief that you will act and do your best, that you will be present for the next 30 minutes. Often, to see where we're going, we have to know where we've been, where we're at, and where we want to go. We have to look forwards and backwards. And it's that time of year. One of my favorite things to do during the holidays is looking back at the year that's just passed and looking forward to the year that's coming ahead. And today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to review the year after 2022, and that would be 2023. And then we're going to show what's in store for 2024. So how was your year? What exciting things have you been up to? What obstacles did you overcome? Leave a comment in the comment section, and please give us a thumbs up if you're ready to make the most of 2024 and beyond. Now, there was a lot of things that went down in 2022, and it wasn't all positive. The balanced funds and most investments were down, way down, but it did end on a high note. Do you remember this game? The good guys won. What a World Cup. And that winning was continued here in Halifax, where Team Canada won the World Juniors. What a time. All was right at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. When I gave my predictions for 2023 last year, I used Bubba Lane's analogy that there would be pain for those who didn't train, for those who did not prepare. For those that took appropriate action, 2023 was a good year. For those that followed the herd, it was a bumpy ride. That's right. Those who didn't train felt the pain. There's one thing that we could not prepare or train for, and that was fires. And there was a lot of them. Maui was devastated. 2023 was the worst year ever for Canadian forest fires, including Nova Scotia, who was on fire. Houses, properties destroyed. Very sad indeed. Very scary too. Our prayers here on the East Coast were answered. It rained, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. It rained a lot. Flash floods, washed out roads, basements, destroyed properties, and 4 deaths, including 2 6-year-olds. Just horrible. With the environment on top of mind, these three took full advantage. The carbon tax was introduced as a fee on burning carbon-based fuel. We all know that this was nothing more than a cash grab. The carbon tax caused prices to soar and the cost of living to go up even higher. Because of Bill C-11, the Online Streaming Act regulating what Canadians see and do online, and Bill C-18, the Online News Act, were introduced in 2023. We have to be very careful what we say and do in the public. So instead of referring to these three by name, I'll simply call them Larry, Curly, and Moe. Google and Facebook banned Canadian news. They were very upset with Larry, Curly, and Moe due to these bills that were introduced. And this made CBC and CBC Lite very sad. And a lot of Canadians had to rely elsewhere to find what was actually going on in Canada. The ones truly affected by this were the small media outlets such as my good friend Pat Healy, owner of the Laker News, and my beloved Casket, which no longer shows up on mine or yours social media feed. With the increased cost of living, inflation, and house prices, tent cities were popping up all over our nation. And the real reason, folks, this is the real reason for the carbon tax. The actions of our governments, both domestically and internationally, are driving inflation at alarming rates. Our national debt has ballooned to a staggering $1.57 trillion and showing no signs of shrinking. In 2022, your share of this debt was $57,500. As we do this right now, your debt, if we were to pay back what the Canadian government owes, it's increased almost $20,000 to $76,135. Based on recent government actions and behavior, do you anticipate taxes to decrease or increase in the future? My opinion, they're coming after us, folks. Unfortunately, Canada is not the only country experiencing weak leadership. It's happening worldwide. New Zealand saw its prime minister quit in January 2023, and a new king was introduced in May. This was my most unpopular post of 2023. During the coronation, I shared with the fact that Canada gives $58 million a year to the royal family, which personally I'm upset about, especially in today's culture where we're fighting against racism, social status, and the growing gap between the haves and have-nots. How do you feel about this? Do you feel we should give this guy and his family $58 million a year? A lot of people on my social media thought they did. Or do you share I'm flabbergasted. I just don't understand, I guess, the royal family. Other countries are taking advantage of the weak leadership as Russia continues to move into Ukraine. And unfortunately, the Israel and Hamas war started in October. Not all bad news, though. 2023 was once again dominated by female leaders and business owners. Barbie was the largest grossing movie of 2023, bringing in over $1.44 billion. Taylor Swift is on track of making $4.1 billion and has been credited in injecting $5.7 billion into the U.S. economy. Talk about leaving an impact. Wow, pretty cool stuff. And Fourth Wing, the adult fantasy novel by Rebecca Yarros, developed a cult-like following, going viral and selling more than 2 million copies each since May. Now compare that book to Dogman, who sold more copies of my book, Brittany's, Matthew's, and Arnold's all together. Prince Harry's book was an international bestseller, reinforcing my lack of understanding of why people are so infatuated with the royal family. Elizabeth Holmes and Sam Bankman-Fried are in jail. So is Charlie Javas. And this guy will be soon. Despite the scandals in the crypto world, Bitcoin pushes forward and is up 260% year to date in 2023. Despite the cracks in the financial system getting even larger in 2023 with the collapse of the US banks and the UK pension bailout, which got very little news, Canada's TSX was a year of up and downs, ending pretty much flat with a 2.48% year to date. Once again, the Canadian Balance Funds underperformed, being just over 1% after getting their butts kicked in 2023. Our neighbors down south did much better as they saw their productivity increase and currencies flooded to the US dollar. Now that 2023 is all said and done, what do you think is the most important news or trend of the past year? For me, the obvious answer of 2023 is the use of artificial intelligence, which will only increase in 2024. And this leads us to our predictions for 2024. Now is the time for us to look ahead. Welcome and congratulations. Did you know that only the top 3% in any industry show up to important educational events like this? You showed up and you're still here, and I respect that. This says a lot about you. You are a go-getter, someone that wants to get ahead, an achiever, and a leader. I will do my best to make this a productive experience for you and make the most of our valuable time here together. Terrified and excited. That's how I feel about the year ahead. How about you? As we look forward to 2024, we can see a future full of lots of danger and stellar opportunities. 2024 will be a transformative year. A lot is about to change. It will be a year of bullets and ballots. As leaders, whether you're new into the working world or a veteran consultant and business owner, you will have to navigate yourself, your team, and your loved ones through some pretty stormy weather. And I'm not referring to climate change here, folks. Let me give you a heads up. Let me share with you 5 things that every high achiever needs to know. There are 5 major storm surges of epic proportions that we can expect ahead. A lot is about to change. How do you feel? Are you prepared? As Frankie McDonald would say, be prepared. Storm surge number 1 that we got to look out for is the economic volatility. We are about to step into an era of economic turbulence unparalleled in recent memory. The 75-year economic cycle is coming to an end with countries, companies, and hardworking Canadians holding massive debts. Inflation is still a beast, and the consumer confidence is hitting new lows. Dangers and opportunities will be abundant. Now let me take a sip of water for this second one, as there will be lots more tech disruptions. You thought change was rapid before. The pace is about to accelerate at a neck-break pace. More so than ever, it will no longer be the survival of the fittest, but it will be the survival that can anticipate and adapt the fastest. And remember, folks, your mutual funds are not adaptive and are very slow to react. Number 3, the misinformation epidemic will continue. Have you noticed that finding the truth is harder to find than ever? Fake news and misinformation is about to explode with generative AI and the fact that it's an election year. You will need to be proactive to protect yourself and those that you care about from the constant fear and marketing campaigns that are going to be coming in droves. The 4th wave is global conflicts. Days of the news focusing on trivia issues such as same-sex washrooms are over. It's about to get a lot more serious and deadly. This will only add to the list of distractions and fears that are bombarding your monkey and elephant brain. And the 5th storm surging ahead in 2024, social and political divisions caused by the upcoming elections. Societal states are higher than ever. Fake news, lack of integrity, lack of leadership, straight-out lies, and manipulation will cause increased tension, social strife, and tribal divisions. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself for some turbulent times. So what can you do to navigate through these turbulent times of bullets and ballots? My name is Steve MacLellan. I'm the financial engineer, and I'm here to help you grow, control, and keep your hard-earned money no matter what happens in 2024 and beyond. This is why I can help lead you to master the skills that you need to thrive and do even more in 2024. I'm also going to show you how to keep your money no matter what happens. The skill you need to master in 2024, or at least have people on your team master, is generative AI, artificial intelligence. Now, I know you heard a lot about AI. 2023 was the first baby step where ChatGPT and other forms of generative AI were available to the general public. AI is just not another tool, it's the master key. Now, let me explain. For example, someone with zero investing experience or training, they can now abstract the data, insights, and spot trends and can outperform the financial advisor who's been around doing the same thing for the last 30 years, who is not adept at AI. Maybe that's not the best example, as the majority of financial advisors are too busy selling mutual funds to spend time to figure out what's actually going on. What I'm trying to say here is AI is not going to replace human workers, but humans using AI will replace human workers not adept at using AI. The second skill, and probably the most important one, needed more than ever, is leadership. AI and robots are taking over everything, but there is one thing they can't replace, and that's being human. While technology has changed radically, our human needs and wants have remained the same. Humans need to connect with and be led by humans. Leadership isn't only about strategies and decisions. It's about understanding the human heart, igniting personal passions, and realizing human needs from your team and of your clients. If you master leadership, you will become indispensable in any industry. This will make you highly sought after. Leadership is the mega skill that is so important in 2024 that will set you apart from the herd. Unfortunately, it seems that we are at an all-time low in world leadership. Are you paying attention yet? The third skill needed is increased learning and adaptability. Change is happening so fast these days. Constant learning and adaptation is not just a competitive advantage anymore. It's a matter of survival. Now is the age of survival of the quickest. Those who learn and adapt the fastest will thrive, and those who don't will become extinct. Are you ready to learn and adapt faster than ever before? We'll see. This is also true in the financial industry. The mutual fund industry is going to get punished even more than they did in 2022 and 23. They simply can't adapt. Challenging times are always the greatest times of opportunities for fast action learners and leaders, those who adapt to the new now. This is how I got ahead in the financial industry, folks. As a recovering engineer, I had to adapt, and I continue to adapt. Will you adapt quickly? Have you noticed that the growing gap from the haves and have-nots is growing? It's expected to widen even further, and the inequality is growing at an accelerated pace. The middle class is being suppressed to the lower class, while the top performers, those who can learn, adapt, and put their knowledge into action, are doing, well, they're doing very well. You have to make the choice on what side of the gap you want to be on. Knowledge used to separate those who did well from those who did not. It's no longer knowledge. Knowledge is only potential power. Reading, thinking, and knowing does not increase motivation. More often than not, in today's society, it leads to procrastination. It's not what you know, but what you do. And it's not necessarily what you do with your knowledge, but what you do well and eventually master that guarantees success. Do you know the difference between achievers and non-achievers? Well, the difference used to be knowledge, but today it's putting your knowledge in action, knowing what to do and doing what you know. And do you know the difference between the achievers and the super achievers? The healthy, wealthy, and wise millionaires? The difference today is having focused action, doubling down on your strengths, and working with professionals and experts that have your best interests in mind. The fourth thing you do, and this leads us perfectly into the fourth thing that you need to do for 2024, is expanded associations. Who, not how. Finding the right who's in your life will free up more time and help you make more money. You want to surround yourself with the people that have the mindset, habits, and dedication you want to have yourself. Who you choose to associate and spend time with will have a greater long-term impact on your health, wealth, and happiness than any other factors in your life. You will rise and fall according to your associations. In today's busy society where we aren't achieving more, we're just speeding up the hamster wheel. You can't get it all done. Let it go. You can achieve anything when you stop trying to do everything. And I know you weren't born into the right relationships. You have to work with it. You have to go where the like-minded people are already at, a place where you can all rise together. Be very careful of who you surround yourself with. To improve your net worth, you need to improve your network. And I can save you a lot of time and energy right now. Being rich in the wallet is not that rare. Being rich in the wallet, head, and heart is not as common as it should be. That's rare indeed. From my experience, what I notice from those that are rich in the wallet, the head, and the heart are those that want to help others. They create more impact, and they make our communities even better. And last but not least, there's so much noise and fluff out there, and it's only going to get worse in 2024. Having too many options and opportunities often leads to procrastination, to do nothing. We become overwhelmed, overstimulated, and we often end up doing nothing. This is natural. Our elephant brain, which controls 95% of our behaviors, reacts in a flight, fight, or freeze mode, so it can attack, run, or do nothing when it senses dangers. Making your purpose personal, transforming your goals from mere aspirations to personal crusades is needed in 2024. We often live in the past, but what is most important is where you're at right now and where you want to go. Let me ask you this. What is your number one asset? Now, when you look in the mirror, I hope you realize it's you. You are your biggest asset. You are your major key to success. When you know this, you need to start acting like it. 2024 will be a pivotal year, a transformative year. It will be a make or break year for many. No matter your age or experience, even the veteran and capable leaders will struggle to make it if the appropriate changes are not made and the skills are not grown, what we just talked about. What worked in the past will no longer apply. The gap between the haves and have-nots is widening and will continue to do so. After 2024, most will be doing worse than they're doing right now. A small percentage will be doing a lot better. And I mean a lot better. My wish for you is to do a lot better. My 2024 wish list is exactly the same as my 2023 wish list. I wish the mutual fund industry would wake up and focus on what's important. I wish the governments would wake up and focus on what's important. And I wish people that want to do even better would wake up and focus on what's important. Notice, exactly the same. And this is why I wrote my book, Grow, Control, and Keep Your Money, and designed the online course by the same name. It's designed to do just that, to help you grow, control, and keep your money instead of giving away to taxes, fees, losses, social comparison, and the unknown in these very turbulent times. Let me ask you this. What if there was a better way? A way where you could purchase the stuff that you actually want, including investments, and still grow your money tax efficiently? Would this be of interest to you and your loved ones? A way where you don't have to worry about what's going on in the market, the economy, or the news. A way where you can take your freedom back and create more impact. Where you can stop chasing money. You can choose the path that the majority are on, or follow the path that the top 9% are taking. Or as George would say, make better life decisions. Do the opposite. 91% of people are not going to be financially independent. You have to stop doing what 91% are doing. The fact is, money is not math and stats. It's emotional. And we are in an extremely emotional state right now, and it's only going to get worse. Having the proper perspective can help you remain calm. You can only control what you can control, and we will help you let go what you cannot.